Got this from Fox News. Ex-DOJ worker who hurled a Subway sandwich at the federal officer found not guilty. Sean Dunn faced charges for striking a CBP agent in the chest during Trump National Guard protest. A former Department of Justice worker on trial for throwing a sandwich at federal officers in Washington, D.C. earlier this year was found not guilty on Thursday. So what is it that the not the B referred to them as? He's the Subway sandwich. What was it? There was a funny name. It was the triple S. It was the Subway sandwich. Well, I forget what it was. I had titled it something. Let's make it 20 for 20 minutes. Well, thank you so much, Mighty Pete. Mighty Pete sent in a $10 Rumble rant. I really appreciate it, Mighty Pete. Mighty Pete is one of the biggest supporters financially of the channel, of course. Thank you so much, Mighty Pete. I greatly appreciate it. I will make it the most passionate ad of all time. I swear. I'm hyping this up. I'm hyping this ad up now. Anyway. So yeah, Sean Dunn struck a U.S. Customs and Border Protections agent in the chest with a sandwich in August. He was facing charges of assaulting, resisting, opposing, impeding, intimidating, and interfering with a federal officer. It was all on video. I don't understand how this guy gets off on this. Jurors deliberated about 7 hours before reaching a verdict. After it was read, Dunn hugged his lawyers in the courtroom. I believe that I was protecting the rights of immigrants, and let us not forget that the Great Seal of the United States says e pluribus unum. Dunn said after the verdict was read, that means for many, one, every life matters, no matter where you come from, no matter where you go. Here, no matter how you identify, you have the right to live a life that is free. Yes, if you're a citizen. If you're a citizen. So this guy literally, he admits to what he believed was protecting the rights of immigrants. He admits to doing this. It's all on camera. The whole thing was on camera. I mean, look, you even have stills here of him throwing the sandwich. And then he ran from cops and resisted arrest. Like, there's no reason for this guy to get off. During the trial, Dunn's legal team insisted he threw the sandwich in protest of President Donald Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Washington, D.C., and it was not a violent attack. That doesn't matter if it was a violent attack or not. You still assaulted somebody. Video of the incident quickly went viral, with Dunn being heralded as a hero by residents throughout the city who also opposed Trump's move to occupy the nation's capital with federal agents. Dunn's lawyers did not dispute that Dunn threw the sandwich at CBP officers outside a nightclub. Outside a Subway, you mean? They're literally standing outside a Subway. But anyway, though they did insist it was done as an exclamation point to express his negative feelings about the National Guard's deployment within the National's capital. So if I throw a milkshake at an officer, I can just say that, oh, no, it wasn't violent. It wasn't assault. I was using it. It was done as an exclamation point to express my negative feelings about the current goings-on with your agency. How is that an argument? And how is that an argument that gets this guy no charges? This is ridiculous. And of course there's no charges because every one of those jurors probably agree with what he did. And that's the only reason he got off. It was a harmless gesture at the end of him exercising his right to speak out. Defense attorney Julia Gatto said during the trial, he is overwhelmingly not guilty. That's just not true. That's not how the First Amendment works. You're exercising your right to speak out, yes, but then you're conflating it with the throwing of an object at someone, regardless of what it was. It honestly doesn't matter what it was. You could have thrown a balled up piece of paper at him. That's still assault. You're still throwing something at somebody. That is assault. You do not have the right to throw things at people. That's not how the First Amendment fucking works. Prosecutors argue that Dunn's political expressions don't make him immune from prosecution for assaulting the agent. Apparently it does. Apparently it does make him immune. Dunn was employed at the Justice Department as an international affairs specialist in its criminal division at the time of the incident. After Dunn's arrest, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced his firing in a social media post that referred to him as an example of the deep state. Fox News Digital's Julia Bonavita, Greg Norman, and Alex Nitzberg contributed to this report. So here, let me find... I'm sure I could find this on X. Let me go to X. We can probably find the video of this guy. Let's see. No, not searching my freaking X account. Subway sandwich row. Let's see. Pull this up. That's a different incident.
And as part of his effort to fight crime, he's bringing in our federal law. So President Trump has vowed to make D.C. safe and beautiful again.
Here's the
And
guy
as part of
screaming.
his
Ignore the
effort to
chick talking.
fight-
I don't know what she's talking about. Here's the guy on the right. Look at the guy on the right. And boom. Very clearly did it. He very clearly did this. Then he resisted arrest after doing it because he knew he shouldn't have done it. He's running. He's running. He's going to get brought to the ground. And then he continues to resist. Like, he very clearly did this. He very clearly did this, and he should have been held accountable for it. What would be a just punishment for something like that? I don't know. Maybe like 6 months in jail. 6 months in jail or something like that. No, nothing crazy. Like, it's not like the officer was harmed from this, but he needs to know that there's supposed to be punishment. That's why we have laws. There's supposed to be punishment for your actions when you do something stupid. I've got an assaulting an officer if they filed it as a child, threw a milkshake at a cop during a mental issue back around 2005. But again, with that issue, though, Fishy, I'm sure you would agree that that was wrong. You shouldn't have thrown the milkshake at a cop, right? Just like this guy should not have thrown a sandwich at the cop. You can sit there and scream at it. You can sit there and scream and yell obscenities at this officer. Where he went wrong was throwing something at him. That's where he went wrong. So I don't know. It's our justice system is a joke. Just like that trans dude, trans woman who is an adult male, was only sentenced to a year plus time or minus time served for fracturing the jaw of his ex-lover. You fracture a woman's jaw and you get less than a year? You fucking serious? Our justice system's a goddamn joke.